Did I give everyone? I didn't. Okay, so we are aiming to wrap up Mishlei Perak 20 pasuk vav. Rav Adam Yikra Ish Chasdo v'Ish Emunim Miyimta. Among the majority of people, each man will proclaim his chesed, his kindness, and a man of trustworthinesses who can find. And I'm not going to review what we did yesterday because of time. So let's start with Rabbeinu Yonah. I said I was going to look at all these and I didn't because I was really tired. And so let's start with Rabbeinu Yonah because he's my next go-to guy. Rabbeinu Yonah, left column, middle, right? Rav Adam Yikra Ish Chasto. Rov Bnei Adam, the majority of people, Yachris Kol Echad Mehem Al Chasto. Each one of them announces their chesed or proclaims their chesed. V'yodia l'Rabim Ma'aseh Tzikosav, and they make known to the masses their righteous acts. So you see from there one interesting thing is that how is he taking chesed?
Right.
Yeah, he's taking it as lav davka chesed. Because he says chasdo and tzikotav, meaning he's taking it just as good qualities. Right. So not specifically chesed.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's significant, but
yeah. Also, he seems to be falling on the side of that they actually did it.
Yes, it does sound like that so far. He doesn't say lying. Okay. V'chein the shemen yamino yikra, oil of his right hand he proclaims. What does that mean? Oh, sorry. That's I skipped something. Yikra is Yachri's v'yodia. He makes known. Okay, I still know what it means. All right, anyway, the Ish Emunim Miyimta, and a man of Emunim who can find. Ish Emunim hu hamachase tzidkosav umastir chasadav. So that's a person. Ish Emunim is someone who hides his righteousnesses and conceals his chesed. So that's, I feel like, one level further than what we were talking about. We were just saying you're not calling attention to it. This is going out of your way to hide it, right? It sounds like you're saying that, right?
Oh, that's the memes.
Oh, yeah, playing hide and seek with his. Or he's playing hide, they're playing seek with his good qualities. Inyan Shnemar, or with his good actions. Matan Batseser Yifte'af. A gift in secret will cover anger, or will subdue anger. Nemar V'hatznei Alechazim Elkacha, and it says, walk humbly with your God, or walk with sneeze with your God.
How do you find something like that? How do you find your cleansing and righteousness?
Word
of mouth, right?
Right. I mean, there's only so much you can do. But let's say like donating anonymously instead of donating with your name, or like helping someone out without telling them that you're doing it, just secretly like doing it. Like this doesn't quite count, but like there are many times I know when my when someone would do something nice for my mom and she would want to pay them and they wouldn't want to accept it, so she would like find ways to just sneak like wads of cash into like their like bag or their cars. You can see that, right? And like I guess if they find it like immediately, then like they know it. But if they just like, let's say like you just sneak it into like an inner coat pocket or whatever, and then they find it, so like there are ways. Yeah. But I think with the anonymous donation, I think that, or the secret donation, I think that's like that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I just feel like, like how sometimes we have like those plaques, like anonymous donor.
Yeah.
I feel like that in itself, I don't know if it's really concealing your.
Well, if no one knows who it is other than the people who are getting it, or even if no one knows who it is, then it is anonymous. Like you can still look at the plaque and go like, yeah, it's me, but other people, you're not getting it from other people.
I know, but other people can still like look for that person. And if you really
they could, but who's going to find it?
And
I feel like that's irrelevant. I mean, the fact that like you try to conceal it is the main thing, and like if people find it, they find it, but that's not like a disproof of the fact that this is a category.
I guess my real question is like, wouldn't it be better or more of a concealment if you just don't have anything on that thing?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's on my phone list.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, having a plaque that says anonymous donor is
kind of weird. Usually that comes from the people who received it, like that they want to acknowledge that people donated because that encourages more donations. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Vikari Ish Emunim Mechate Davar. So a person who's called Ish Emunim is because he is one who conceals the matter. That's an interesting definition of Emunim. Because how is he translating emunim?
Well, I mean, I think you say that like it's like the highest level of like lishma, meaning like he actually doesn't want any credit at all for what he's
Yeah.
doing. Like he just wants to do it for the sake of doing
Right.
it, and like whatever like attention ultimately ends up being drawn to him, like it's gonna be purely for the sake of just like passing along to like this guy is the guy who does chesed absolutely
Yeah.
purely.
Right. That's
Like,
good.
he really doesn't even want you to know, except for
Right.
the fact that like he does that.
Right. That's a good description. I guess I'm wondering, why is he called emunim, trustworthy?
Right.
Yeah.
Just looking at footnote 15.
Yeah.
He goes to
Oh, ne'eman ruach,
Neman Ruach
Machasi
Machasi.
davar, a trustworthy spirit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's a different Mishlei.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I guess you could say no ulterior motives whatsoever. Like that makes them very
Trustworthy. Right.
trustworthy.
That's true. That is true.
Like he's just doing it for the
Right.
sake of the thing.
Meaning the same guy will also be trustworthy in other matters because he's
Right.
clearly not out to like
Right.
personal gain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
most
good.
trustworthy in this matter also, like in terms of chesed.
Yeah. Right. In terms of like things we talked about yesterday about your own motives interfering with stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Vasheni, and the second reason, Lazos Yikari Ishimunim, why he's called Ishimunim, Eved Ne'eman La'adonav L'kaim Mitzvotav L'chol Asher Tzivahu, is he's like a trustworthy servant to his master to fulfill his mitzvos in everything he commands. Was that a chuckle from yesterday?
No.
Okay. Lo Yachlif Lo Yeshane Davar. He will not change or deviate in anything. In Shnemar, as it says, Sir Ne'eman L'Sholchav, a trustworthy messenger to those who sent him. V'hinei shleimus mitzvah tachesed umat ha'tzdaka b'hastira uv'kisuya. So the most perfected fulfillment of the mitzvah of chesed and an act of tzedakah is when it's concealed and covered. So you don't glorify yourself, I guess, in the presence of the recipient of the gift or the chesed, and to not shame him. Shanis, this is the second Shanis. The second, I guess this is the second reason why he is a trustworthy servant. Shalol his gader b'malachto. What does his gader mean? And literally to fence oneself in, but I don't know what it means as an idiom. Kinyan Amar Zal, Binyan Asek Torah, like Chazal saying Asek Torah, Al Tatana Atar his gader ba. That's in Avos, right?
Yeah, the
Al Tatana Atar he's gadel ba. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. I don't remember that lesson from Avos. So basically thing to glorify yourself with is that you don't glorify yourself in your malacha. So meaning the first one has to do with the relationship with the recipient. You don't glorify yourself in the eyes of the recipient and like lord it over them, like, look, I like gave you this thing, and like shaming. The second one is you just don't take glory in your good actions in general. And for a guy like this, is perfection in his mitzvot, in God's mitzvot. Shleimus hu hatmimus, and shleimus is wholesomeness. Al kain yishabeach hatmimus b'pasuk haba acharav. That's why I praise his wholesomeness in the next pasuk. Okay, Rabbeinu was kind of all over the place, was it?
This is a spoiler.
Yeah. Usually he goes the other way. Usually he tells us in the next pasuk why it connected to the previous one. Yeah. See that's what I mentioned yesterday in my my partial rankings is that Rabbeinu Yonah is very good. He's very inconsistent in style, and we've talked about this in Avos. He's very consistent in his style.
Yeah.
I feel like Mishlei was much more like either in draft or written over time or compiled in his notes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, a side point from last night in Tehillim, I saw today somewhere that the Meiri in Mishlei references his commentary in Tehillim, which means that Tehillim came first. Just
unless he edited.
unless he edited it, right? Yeah.
I feel like the last funny thing, like and also something that he mentioned in the middle, which is first off, like he's gonna be consistent in what he's doing, and like in the end, like this is like if he has this, then he's like a wholesome person, and like it sounds like he's saying like it's showing like his perfection in other areas as well. Like I feel like once someone reaches this level where like they actually just want to do chesed for the sake
Yeah.
of chesed, like you don't just like reach that level by accident. Like you put like a lot of work in to get to that level,
Right.
and chances are, you're gonna have consistency because like once you reach that level, like you're not gonna. Well, I mean, obviously you could always like go back, but like it's unlikely that you're gonna go back. Like you're gonna like stay in that place. So you can
Mhm.
expect this guy to be consistent. Like
Yeah.
he's not gonna be like one time he does it absolutely for the sake of the thing, and the next time all of a sudden he has some kind of personal gain or ulterior motive.
Right.
And like also in other areas too, like this is a sign of like his perfection. So like if he reaches this level here, chances are he's like on a high
Right.
level in regards to other things. Also.
Yeah. So what you're saying kind of reminds me of. I have to think whether that's what he's saying. It's plausible, but I'll just say my example from what you're saying first. Is reminds me of like the idea either of like I don't know if this is just a stereotype idea, but the idea of like a Japanese tea ceremony, or Steve Jobs. So what I mean by that is
Elaborate a little bit.
yeah. What I mean by that is like Japanese take pride in all of the crafts that they do, and there's like an exact perfect way to do it, and you stick to that. And my understanding is one of the ideas behind that is like, let's say for example, if you're making a table, so clearly perfection and attention to detail will actually matter. Let's say in a tea ceremony, like who cares? Like the tea still gets brewed. Like why does it matter if you like lay the towel down in this exact way? So the idea is that by focusing on perfection and high standards in everything, it spreads to everything else. And the Steve Jobs example is that I forgot which of the products it was, and I'm sure it was many. But like people who were working for him would often give him a hard time because he would have these high standards of perfection, even for things that no one sees. Like there's something, I think maybe it was in the next computer, or whatever, the inside, how you can't open Apple products like very easily, right? So like inside the thing, which no one's going to see, there was like a thing that was like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's like something that was like he put in so much design into that, and and when asked why he did that, it was like this idea of like if you care about craftsmanship and quality in everything, even stuff that no one sees, then it will spread to stuff, and you won't be you won't be thrown off and like adapt to what people want to see. In other words, you care all about the craftsmanship, so like what you're saying is like that for mitzvos is the fact that he is in this thing that is widely admired. He is taking efforts to conceal it and just to do it in the best way possible.
Right.
That will inevitably spread to perfection of other mitzvos also.
Right.
I do think that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You convinced me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The tea ceremony is reminding me of halacha.
Yes.
We have the same thing in halacha.
Yeah.
You deal with you focus on like precise details and like things that like you're solving. Like
Yeah.
you need to have such a precise like formula.
Right.
But then it right.
Yeah, that's good. I thought that actually during the pandemic, the first part of the pandemic, of like when everyone was keeping Shabbos by themselves, basically, I was thinking and especially for people for whom Shabbos is like a communal thing, like they've only ever experienced Shabbos in a community, that like it is in the beauty of the halachic system that it doesn't vis-a-vis the halacha, it doesn't matter if anyone can see you or not. Like it's just and no one's gonna know if like you are violating Shabbos, but like it's just you keeping the halacha.
Right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they teach this idea in the Green Book.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Really?
Oh no, sorry. I thought you were gonna talk about your course that you were trying to get me. No, in the movie. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. I did not know you were gonna say that. Yeah, that's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Twist.
Yeah, twist. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So what is Rabbeinu Yonah saying the practical idea?
I guess what he's saying is that if you practice, it's a weird way to interpret the pasuk, because he's saying if you practice this this lishma like sneus type thing with a mitzvah that gives you glory, it will actually enhance your trustworthiness as a servant of Hashem in other areas, and that's how he's explaining Ish Emunim. So he does seem to be saying like, I mean, assuming that this is a practical idea, not just like assuming that he's saying that you should strive to do this, it will benefit you in many, many other areas also, which could be further incentive to do this. You're going to be more attentive to detail in other mitzvahs, and it's going to give you even more perfection in other areas.
I'm not sure how this is detail. I see.
Blameless hamitzvos hachesed u'maseh tzedakah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the first part of the second, where he says like he doesn't change it at all. Like, that's being very like, precise.
Right. Yeah, he does, yeah, that's precise, and also he put it in terms of perfection of Torah and
Yeah.
learning also. Yeah, like if you're not like what do you call it? I used to be very conscious of this. I remember when I used to take the train to YU, and there'd be like lots of other Jews on the train, and like I would be learning on the train, and then I would sometimes be conscious of the fact that I was like being visible about my learning in order to attract the attention and admiration that, oh, this guy's like learning on the train, and then I would put it away and watch a movie. No, no, then I would, it's a low lishma, but like being aware of it, was important. Yeah. What were you saying?
Yeah, so it's interesting. Kind of sounds like, I mean, I'm not sure if Rabbeinu Yonah is like still going with what we were saying, that the audience of the pasuk is like someone who's looking or searching for someone to do pasuk for them, and he's just like explaining this part more thoroughly, or if he's kind of saying that maybe the audience is the Ishimunim. I don't think he's saying the audience is the Ishimunim.
Right, I don't think so. And it doesn't sound like the way we were saying it about it's someone who's trying to get a reputation for chesed. Sounds like he's talking about the public is advertising the perks of being an Ishimunim in this way. I don't really see what the unity is in his interpretations here. Like, I get that second idea we just said about like you get perfection in other areas, and then his first one seems to be about like how reliable.
Oh well,
or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what you think.
maybe you could say like how you were saying either the audience of the pasuk is someone who's looking for chesed, or maybe the audience of the pasuk is like someone who's trying to do chesed, and they're warning you to do it in this right way. Like, don't make the mistake of doing like the math.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that's what he's saying. Like, the audience is someone who's like trying to do chesed in the right way, and he's saying don't fall into this trap of like doing it for.
Yeah, this definitely seems to be directed at the person who wants to do chesed. I just don't know what he's. If there's one idea he's saying that this is like trying to get across to the guy or not. Can we do the Meiri just since we have 10 minutes? Okay, Meiri, you don't have to go to the previous page because you just quote the pasuk. Yimta, so who find? Hey, Arlios matanos hanadiv baseser. Okay, so sort of starting off similarly. This is a lesson that you should that the gifts of the generous person should be done in secret. And you shouldn't publicize them and declare them. Amar Rav Adam, that's why it's a Rav Adam, that's why it says Rav Adam, Rav Adam, majority of people. Yikare, Kol Echad Mehem Chasel. So each one proclaims his kindness. Each one will publicize it. Vishamunim, Shiali Masanotav, someone who hides his gifts, Miyamsa, who will find, Klomar, Shirakal Kulimat, it's hard to find. Okay, so that's just a shot. Okay, fine. Next, there's some explain Rav Adam Yikar Ish Chasdo, Rav Robne Adam Kashit Tarach Achad Mehem Lachavero, Yikra Leish Chasdo Shio Ilehu. Oh, so another like this. Let's say I need help. So I will talk about your chesed qualities to try to get you to help me. So call out for chesed.
Stroke your ego.
Yeah, I think so. The Ishimunim, but an Ishimunim, Lahafik Ratzon Hashoel, someone who appeases the will of the actor, Miyimta, meaning a person who will actually respond to this. That's what it sounds like, right? We'll respond to someone who's asking for help. Who can find? And then he says, Harisha Niriyota, the first explanation seems better. I agree, but I don't understand the second one.
Yeah, I was gonna understand the second one.
It also doesn't sound like an Ishimunim. Like, if you're stroking his ego and that's the person that we're talking about, who will you find? Like, it sounds like even if he does like respond to your call for your like he's not doing it.
My guess is he's not using Ishimunim that way. It might be Ishimunim someone who you can rely upon, like to help you.
It could be maybe the person asking for help isn't gonna be expressive with his request. Maybe he'll hint to it, and the Ishimunim will be sensitive to that fact.
Sounds like he's much more than hinting to it, right? Sounds like Yikar Leish Chasdo Shio Ilehu. He's trying to do it in a way to get the guy to help. I mean, you could say that that's subtle.
He said, look, you're such a nice guy.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, it's okay if you're calling that hinting. Then I agree with you. Then he is hinting. Yeah. Meaning he's not overtly saying the thing he needs help
Yeah,
with.
it's like I need
Yeah.
money because I need to pay my rent.
Right. He
You
needs
know,
to-
that's like a straight up request. Like, look,
Yeah.
I need,
yeah.
like because there are people. I think there's
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
no, because there's a tzedakah, like there are people who just cannot ask for money because it's
Right.
like a bullshit to them.
Right.
But he'll hint to that fact, like I need money, but I don't want to ask it because of my ego, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe an Ishimunim would be sensitive.
This is a stereotype, which is, I think, true in lots of cases, with women, that women will often expect the man to pick up on the fact that they need something, and they will not directly say it. And like that's how you communicate with men. Is like just tell me like, well, what's the thing that I heard this great question that I think I know who I heard from, but I'm not gonna say because I don't know if it was from them, that they said really helped their marriage. They said that like the woman said, oh sorry, the woman like trained her husband to say like, do you need comfort or solution? Like whenever she was like talking about stuff, like he was
trained.
Oh,
yeah, right, because it was a habit that he had to get. And then once they did that, then like it made her realize that, oh, so I need to be clear about like what I'm trying to get for, and it put him in a better position to provide for his wife. And like it's
yeah, I heard that too.
yeah.
Yeah, actually from work. I learned it
Oh
from
yeah,
work.
yeah.
Usually the man wants to.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, why are you
Yeah.
talking in code? I don't know what's happening.
Exactly.
There's a great story.
Yeah.
A great. Is there
I just you can tell me afterwards. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So this is slightly speculative.
Oh, well, let me just flesh out what you're saying first. So that's what you're talking about, meaning
Yeah.
that they're talking about like the qualities of the person, but they're just not saying what they actually need.
Right.
And I don't know what the second half of the puzzle would be saying, meaning like, is it describing how hard it is for them to like read it, or saying that they're not going to respond to that strategy because it's like a little disingenuous? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
But it does seem a bit more particular than that. Like not just hinting in general, but like specifically hinting through like yeah.
I said, yeah, right.
talking about his facet,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna. You say you have a thought on the Meiri?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so maybe it's that like people do this like flattery thing because they think it might like get them, it might help them get what they want. But then I think like in general, the way people perceive it is like rating and like puts people away from helping, because they feel like they don't want to like give in to, like even if they would have been inclined to help, they don't want to like give into the.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that also. Yeah.
So the like Ichimunim is someone who, despite feeling like, oh, I don't want to do it because the guy is like doing this, still helps, even like because like they're recognized,
Yeah.
4 levels of like they're trying to flatter you, but then the average person doesn't want to be flattered, so goes against the flattery.
Yeah.
Then this guy goes against going against the flattery, so does what the guy wants to do.
I missed the last step. Say.
Yeah. Basically, normally flattery backfires.
Yeah.
But here he's overcoming that backfiring and still doing what the guy wants.
Who, the Ishimunim?
Yeah.
Like he's just recognizing that like the guy is just asking for help, and like he's doing it through the vehicle of flattery, and like he's like disregarding flattery and just doing the help.
I see what you're saying, but who? So you're saying that the Ishimunim, the person who does that last move, is the rare guy.
Yeah.
Meaning he's not. It's not that the flattery is working. It's like a fish who doesn't bite the bait, but then just jumps onto the boat anyway. Right? Yeah. I hear. Yeah. Meaning this person clearly can't express themselves, and they think they need to use manipulative tactics to like get me to help them.
Yeah.
But I'll help them because I want to help them, or because they need help, not because they're manipulating me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's able to see past.
Yeah.
Like doesn't matter.
Yeah. So now I see what he's saying, and I think the first parish is better because this is oddly specific. I feel like, it's too specific. Let's do the next one though in the remaining 3 minutes. Oh, there's more. There's way more. Inyan hachachma nir shenikshar leperush hasheni shebiarnu. So b'pasuk mayim amukim. So it's going to go back to mayim amukim. What was the second explanation that he gave for mayim amukim? Oh, let's see if he recaps for us. No, he didn't. Okay. Was that the previous pasuk, mayim amukim? Yeah, believe. Did we even do the Meiri on this one? Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was tying cord to cord, pulling up the chachma from the bottom of the thing. I don't even know. Well, let's just see if we can get it. Rav ladati haya roy lios b'cholam v'hu toar b'pelas lechem chom hamavli shod sod v'hu minyan hashivut. Okay, so he's saying Rav is like a chashuv person. Lomar hachashuvim. So the chashuv among the chachamim yachris echad shleimus chachmatzo. Really? They'll proclaim their perfection in chachma. Rasul marshu muzuman lelamda. Oh, l'chol mavakesh limso divrei chayfetz. That they're ready to teach anyone who seeks learning. Meaning
we just have. Oh, that was last night.
that
the guy. Not
that's what threw me off.
Yeah.
Taking pride in your chachma. Yeah.
right, but
No,
just
but-
that he wants to teach.
He just wants to teach. Yeah.
There is an idea like that. Like you could steal someone else's Talmud if you are a greater chacham, because it's
Yeah.
you know.
I thought you said
that-
Talmud. I got confused. Like
Yeah.
Bavli or Yerushalmi? Yeah. Yeah.
No, like
Mind drain.
yeah, because like in business you can't do that. You can't steal someone else's employee. But if you're better, if you know you're a much better Talmud chacham than that individual, like you could go under that Talmud because like it's chacham.
Yeah,
has-
that's a very specific application. I was thinking more like you just want. I mean,
But in a way, that is bragging about your chachma.
right? Yeah. I mean, well, I guess let's say what would be the motive? What would be the most common motive for a Talmud chacham to do this?
Because he wants to promote like Torah learning, and so he has like a realistic sense of his level of knowledge, and so he wants to he wants to let people know what his level of knowledge is.
Yeah.
Like
What's that to me?
because factually that way he can spread Torah more.
Okay, so that's very altruistic. Maybe a tzaddik does that, but I think a more common, and maybe I'm just saying my own motives, is learning is going to be better if you're teaching it. You know, like that's why I went into teaching. You know, it's like my learning's better when I teach it. So obviously, like you need students in order to be a teacher. So like, you know, and that's always what I tell myself when like some aspects of self-promotion, let's say like promoting like my content that I upload. I don't like being involved in promoting it, but I know that if I do, then the more people who are involved, I'll ultimately get the better end of the deal because like I'm gonna get more, you know, feedback. I'm gonna get more like, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, the fact that it like helps other people, yeah, that's good for the world. It's good for the world. But like that's
Yeah, I don't
you know,
care about them, but I
yeah.
care about me.
yeah. Let's just finish off this parish and then we'll stop. Isha Munim Ratalam Talmid Hagun. Oh no, is this the same kind of Talmid Hagun as last night? I don't know. A Talmid Hagun, a person who is a proper Talmid, Haroy Limsor Losodotav, who is fit to give your secrets to, Miyamsa, who can find, Ki Chacham Kol Ta'avosav L'Talmid Kazeh. Chacham, all of his desire is for a Talmid like this. Ukashein Mizdamin Lo Kain, and when he doesn't find one like this, Al Kopanim Sarach Lahalim Chachmasot Pen Yecham Sena, then he needs to conceal his chachma lest he be wounded or lest he be like violenced. Is this like sodos of like Sisrei Torah, like, or does sodos just mean like his most precious ideas, and like why is he going to be victim of violence, and what kind of, I don't know.
Well, if it's the soda, so can you be damaged if you're not ready for that?
Oh, so he's saying that he's going to be damaged, or that the
Maybe
the student will be damaged? I thought he needs to conceal it from himself because he's worried about himself.
Yeah, it sounds
It's not because he's the one who's in control of the secret, right?
Yeah.
It's not like
So he already has, how's he getting damaged?
that's what I'm wondering. That's my question. But I don't think it makes sense that he was worried about a Talmud She'eino Hagun being damaged, because it's saying if he doesn't have, if he doesn't happen upon a Talmud who's roy for this, then he has to hide it so that he's not damaged. That's what I'm not getting.
I was thinking like if he didn't find a Talmud Hagun, then he has to hide it so that he doesn't spread it to people who aren't Hagun.
Yeah, that could be,
But
but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I just don't know what the damage would be.
Yeah. If you have to go, you can go. I do want to finish this though. Uma Gamap Shapirashim with Nigle after the Farsh Kane. You can also explain what we said in the Nigle. Klomar Rav an Yikar Ishata, Rav Shum Zuman Lates Matanosav Lanian. He is ready to give his gifts to the poor. Val Ishamunim Shlo Yukablena Rak Lahechrech Gadol. But a guy who's an Ishamunim who will only accept it if there's a tremendous need, hagun litain lo matana, and it's good to give him a matana miyamta. So another like this. Let's say I am a big donor for tzedakah and I want to give money to people. So there's gonna be lots of people who are gonna want the money, but a person who's truly worthy and who will only take money if he really needs it, it's hard to find a person like that. Okay, I don't know what the idea is. V'hu inyan amram, this is what they say, be'es apecha ase bahem. At a time of your wrath, do with them. Afilu b'shah shenosnim tzedakah hechshilim b'bnei adam she'enam mehuganim. Even at a time when they give tzedakah, they cause people to stumble who are not roi, who are not fit. Shelo yehu notlin aleh schar, who don't get reward for it. I have no idea what he's saying. V'yishlam l'derech hanigla ha'ara b'midah hanedivus. You could say also by the open meaning that this is for the trait of generosity. He invites every one of them to his meals, and his gifts to a man of kindness. I don't know what he's saying. All right, I'm done. Yeah. You wanted to?
Yeah, I was
yeah.
just about like the woman. Fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it recording or not? Do you hear?
Whatever you want.
Right, fine. Yeah.
All right. So I heard this, I think, from a pulpit rabbi. So
Okay.
I don't know where exactly.
Yeah.
But he was giving a story that there was this woman who came back home. She had a terrible day at work. She was like complaining to her husband. Like, oh my God, like my boss is, she wasn't being, the boss wasn't being reasonable, whatever. So the husband's like, all right, well, maybe you could do this, that, whatever, offering up solutions or whatever. And she's like, I don't need your solutions, I just need your comfort, just like, don't, just like, I want you to hear me out.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the same thing happened, whatever, and the third day, like, her car, her tires are like, flat. Or whatever. And the husband started comforting her.
Oh, that's funny.
Like,
Yeah, right. That's
like,
good.
look,
Right.
like, it's okay. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's good illustration.
Yeah.
That's why it's an important question. Very good. All right, stop here.